God did. Listen, y'all. We are live with Body of Work on this day. Again, we're experiencing a little technical difficulties, but don't worry because God did. And whenever that happens, you know that we just jump right back into where we was at. Swendz, aka Shadez. If you don't know me in the industry, your beach was good. Body Work alumni tapping in. We bringing up. There you go.
Instagramming, I guess.
Instagram.
It's a way we got get some new followers, give them a little time. Come in.
Get it in.
All right, so yeah, we were about to jump into like who are some of your influences? You were just referencing DJ Khaled.
Oh, definite count. And you know what? When prepping for today, I was gonna go in on like a whole list of like producers and like the stuff that they did. So on the music side, Quincy Jones, because he had a hand in Thriller. Like that's a no brainer. Missy Elliott, and again, like I had a whole drone about like what their work did and what they do. I love Missy, and her work on like One in a Million, and then just the way that she sort of goes into and has a hand in it. Because when I was watching that DJ Khaled interview, and just to answer the question, DJ Khaled, Pharrell, Steve Stout, Will Packer, my homie GV, you on the business side, my homie Andanu, Ava DuVernay, Angela Rye. There are just a bunch of people that I look to as an influence, and in different ways too. Because some of them on the producing side, some of them on just a creation side. And one of the things that Cal was talking about in that Drink Champs, and Nori and DJ NFN, because I love Drink Champs. One thing they were talking about was that some people strictly just make the record, and some people like produce. And the difference in like a producer is that they also set the atmosphere, right? So one of the things that makes Khaled so great is that while he has a hand in music, and while he has a hand in creating the physical sonics of it, he's also like setting the mood. Like some people need a mood set in order to accomplish something. Like he's making sure that the AC is at the right temperature. He's making sure people have hot tea or echinacea or like whatever kind of things help them get to the best level of performance for them. That's what he does. So, and I feel like Quincy does that. I feel like just having a hand in placements and arrangements and scheduling, and like the way that shit is aligned on an album, the way that the shit flows in between, the way that the shots align in a movie. Spike Lee, the dude who did Her. Like I love all of those different kinds of transitions are important. Like the Blueprint was not going to be the Blueprint, or like Reasonable Doubt was not going to be Reasonable Doubt without the arrangements, without the way that the placement of certain things are. If Stranger Things isn't going to be Stranger Things if the fourth season came before the second season. Like the arrangement and the placement of certain things really gets me excited, as you can tell. So shout out to all of Charlamagne the Guy, everybody at the Breakfast Club, like Angie Martinez. Those are my pops.
Shout outs for later. Jump in the gun.
So bad.
So yeah, I can see like so would you say like a part of your creative process is doing some research or listening to something from like some of your influencers or mentors? Like do you like start with some type of a form of a conversation with them, or just like before you start a new process of something? Like what's your process basically?
So it depends. It really does depend. But I think all in all, my creative process starts with some sort of inspiration or some sort of like idea that I get excited about. Um, especially if we're gonna take it, especially if we're gonna like take it and run with it. I gotta have some sort of excitement about it, right? So if it's in the musical realm, we'll start there. If it's in the musical realm, then we have an idea. Like if shout out to Noel, Bodywork alumni. But if we had an idea for like her doing something, I would get excited about it. We would then talk it out, map it out. For films and visuals, the creative process is having the idea in my brain and then doing everything that I can to have it come to life. So I've learned that sometimes I try to do it on my own. Like shout out to you because you came to the film premiere down in Bryn Mawr, and I did majority of that film dolo. Like I had a lot of help with like the camera work, but like 80-90% of that film, like I shot, I edited, I like wrote the script. Um, so the process is just like having the idea, taking a deep breath, and then just diving into the work that needs to be done to get it done. And sometimes it moves slow. Like the books, the creative process for the books, they take a lot longer than you know the film did. The books take a lot longer than if we're making a track. Like I made a track with Temba. Shout out to Bodywork alumni Temba. Made a track with him. Actually took us 4 hours, I think, from like start to finish. Like we was out. We came up with the idea. It was like, all right, let's go back. Let's go back to the spot now. He whipped up the beat. We both sat there and wrote, and then we recorded it, and that was it. So I think all in all, my creative process. Damn, I had that much to say. My creative process really is. It really starts with having an idea and then really being hype about it. Cause like in production and coming from where I'm coming from, we can get it done regardless of if it's passionate or not. Like if it needs to get done, what are the steps? A, B, or C, and then we do A. Who's doing A? Who's doing B? Who's doing C? Um, and then we review it and then we put it out. You can like critique it later. You can do whatever you want later, but as long as it's out and done, then that's cool with me. But for my projects, um, and especially for like the books, because we got a new book coming out, hopefully before the end of the year. But the books take longer because those I feel like I want to put a lot more into. Um, it's just different. It's just different creatively. But all in all, it starts with passion. It starts with some sort of excitement that I get for it. Um, for that. So
That's what's up. Cool. So, what about when it is something you're passionate about, and then you just like hit a brick wall, like you have these little mental blocks or these creative blocks or like something, like you just something just stalls you somehow, and but you still want to get it done. Like, how do you get over that?
this is fun. This is fun being on the other side. Shout out to everybody who is like, when are you going to jump on and answer these questions? Um, when I hit a mental block recently since I've been doing a lot of PD, it's really been about changing the way that I think. So if I think a negative thought or if a challenge or a roadblock comes in, then I do my best to change the way that I'm thinking. So if it's like someone says that they're gonna be late for an episode, don't think about the time. Like I don't think about the time frame being messed up or whatever. I just think about okay, we're still doing this. I really just changed my mental. Um,
Try to think positive about this moment or
yeah,
positive
yeah.
out.
Because I've seen enough negativity. I heard enough negativity, And often still recently, even yesterday, even as close as yesterday, um, I find that we as people attack ourselves from the inside. And sometimes we don't see that, right? Sometimes we don't see the fact that sometimes we don't see what's happening fully. And there's enough pressure from the outside world that adding to the pressure adding to the pressure of yourself from the inside does not help the situation at all. Um, so yeah, so really thinking positive, and I have to listen to my own words of slowing down and taking care of myself. So if it is a challenge, or if it is a mental block, or if it is a creative block, then I then that probably means that I'm doing the most.
Doing too much.
I'm doing too
Yeah.
much. I'm doing too much. So I need to either slow down. I either need to take a break from whatever project that we're
Something.
working on. Yeah, yeah.
That's what's
So yeah.
What about your journey now? Tell what's your favorite part about this move and this like I want to say like seclusion because you are kind of like out there just between
Yeah,
like you and Lena.
we out
So
here.
yeah, yeah. What's the journey like? What's your favorite part about it? Like what's the distance feel like? What's the good and the bad about it from the mainland?
Uh, okay, so I'm gonna do a good, a bad, and then another good. So the good part about it, one of my favorite parts has been discovering discovering new things. Period. Right. So discovering new things about myself, uh, different thresholds that I thought that I couldn't get through that I easily can get through. Discovering new things about us as together in our relationship, as a team, as partners, as you know being together, discovering new things just in our neighborhoods, in the spots that we've been in, discovering new ways of creating, because your Gigi was good, sister girl. Because yeah, the distance, especially for production, especially for the kind of sort of game that we're in, it's important for people to be in the room with you to have that connection. So finding new ways to even do body of work, finding new ways to record and create and get ideas out. Um, that's been my favorite part, because it pushes me, it's been pushing me to a new level, and really being like, okay, you've put in your 10,000 hours. Now this is on the back end of it, and you're doing what you said you wanted to do. You said you wanted to be in a different place. You said you wanted to travel. Like, I'm closer to Temba now, and having that, achieving that dream of going to South Korea than I was before. We're producing these shows now. This is class 5 plus a whole bunch of other stuff. Where I'm the producer that I said I wanted to be. I'm cooking a lot more. So that's and discovering new foods. That's my favorite part. The
Coffee.
most challenging, huh?
Coffee.
Coffee, bro. This coffee, bro. This coffee is a different beast out here.
Mm.
Mm. The most challenging part, um, has been, I want to say, being. I don't know. The most challenging part, I don't. I don't think there has been. I don't think there's been just one challenging part, because there's different challenges that come up literally every day. Like every single day, there is a different challenge. Um, Whether it's like from the first day that we were about to, like, from the moment we were about to board your plane, there were challenges. Like when we were showing them our tickets, there was a challenge. When we got here, there were challenges. Like when we were switching spots there were challenges. When figuring out the formatting of the show, and like, am I really going to do this from all the way in Asia when most of the demographic is in the States? Like, there's literally challenges every fucking day. um so I'm gonna say the most challenging part is every single little challenge that builds up. But then to end it again, the best part is finding ways to overcome those challenges. And that's either, continuing to crunch through and take the DJ Khaled spirit and be like, I did, so we're gonna do this, or taking a Deepak approach and taking a break and stepping back and settling in. Um, it's been a wild ride so far, looking back.
So you see success when you are able to sit back and what do you look at? What does success look like for you? And like, is it when you like sit back and you're like, oh, I'm glorifying your work, or like honoring your words, like you said, like just following through with yourself?
I think
Minor,
it's more. Go ahead.
just like minor success, and then like some major success. Like what do you look?
Uh, major success is continuing the piece that I have. Some days it looks messy. Some days it looks messy. Some days it looks pristine, right? But all in all, I think really it's getting to the point of like, okay, I'm super happy with uh, everything in my life in this current moment. Sorry, excuse me. I am happy with everything in that moment. That's success to me. Like, success is not, not putting the pressure on yourself. Like, yo, what up, Zay? Success is being able to lay comfortably and not worry, right? And not have things on your brain. Success is just being like cool. And I don't know if that really translates. Minor successes, yeah, like caking up. We still need donors. We still need funders. We still need grants, right? Like all that kind of stuff. Minor successes, like the show going off flawlessly without it stopping in the very beginning, and Instagram shutting it down, and then you having to jump back on. Success is like accomplishing the things that you said that you wanted to do. Of course, you four agreements. Of course, be impeccable with your word. Always do your best, and then the other two. But I think success for me is really getting through the hard work, but not killing yourself over it. Because and we got back to this point yesterday. So shout out to baby girl. One of the things that we're congruent on coming out here is breaking out of grind culture. Like, my pops. There are certain people that just work so super hard, right? And we all know people that work extremely hard, and especially in America, we have the 40-hour work week is normal and typical. Out here, you can get 15 hours and be full time. You get 16 hours a week and be full time, right? People take naps. Like, people take blankets to their job, shut everything down, nap in the middle of the day, and then go back to work, right? Breaking out of grind culture, hustle culture. And it's been hard for me too, because again, I tapped into that Khaled, and boy, when I tell you I had an energy pack, and I was like, all right, let's fucking do it, right? But breaking out of that and realizing that that's a route for a lot of people, and that's a route for some people, but that's not a route that I want to go. I still want to make great things, and I understand that you have to put the work in. I'm not naive. I'm not dumb about that. I know you have to work hard, and everybody works hard, but
Yeah,
you
I
don't
think
have
it's
to work
that,
harder,
like,
to work smarter.
yeah, exactly. Like some people, like you can say, like frown upon people that find easy ways to get things done. as opposed to like the hard route. Like
Hmm.
sometimes avoiding a challenge is like part of the success or the challenge, right?
Because you don't have to. Because sometimes you don't have to have that challenge in order to get where you're gonna go. Sometimes
Yeah.
we make it seem that like you have to have these hardships. There are a lot of people I'm learning that do not deal with hardships to get to where they want to go. Now,
Mm-hmm.
granted, there's things that are gonna come. There's shit and that this universe and on this earth are gonna bring you for sure. You're gonna get the sniffles and not feel 100% all the time. Of course, there's gonna be
Yeah.
delays at the airport. Like there's shit that's gonna happen. There's gonna be floods and shit. Yo, Tina, what's good? There's gonna be stuff that happens, right? But you don't always have to go through that stuff, and that's what we're learning, and that's what I'm learning. I caught a lesson about that literally yesterday about just cooling out. Like you don't have to do all those kind of things. Um, yeah, so
You don't
success is peace,
fight.
man. Yeah,
You don't have that 40-hour work week to be successful.
no, it really is the epitome of working smarter,
Yeah.
not
Definitely.
harder.
So within that time of like relaxing and not working, what's your self care? What's that look like?
Ah, that's a
Is
good.
main part of it not working so hard first?
That's a huge part. Yeah, the first part is sitting my ass down because Selena asked me this yesterday. She was like, "When's the last time you had a day off?" And I was like, "Oh, it was a Sunday. You know, we just like kind of chilled." She's like, "No, because we were still doing mental stuff that day." I'll tell you about that Sunday afterwards. But we were still doing mental stuff, so we were still kind of on. She was like, "When's the last time you had like a day off?" And I really couldn't.
The curtains closed.
I really couldn't think of one. Like I've had moments when I'm off, but I'm not the entire day. Not when there's body of work to do. Not when there's other projects that I'm working on to do. So in in the spirit of self care, and I actually remember now the last time I feel like I had a day off, and this was right before we actually. Yo Lee, what's good? Uh, Triple C's in the building. The last day that I feel like I had a day off was before. It was the Saturday before we left to come out here, and we. So self care looks like eating what you want, taking a break from technology in the sense that you normally use it. Self care looks like taking a bath and lighting candles and having your desired stones around the tub to create whatever energy you want. Um, Self care looks like wearing a robe, a fuzzy, comfortable robe for 80% of that day. Self care looks like watching a movie and shutting your brain off. Watching shout out to Brene Brown. Add her to that list earlier because she talked about like irreverent comedies and the irreverent section in like Netflix or whatever you're watching. So you don't so it's not really like thinking, but it's going against sort of all these tropes that you typically do. Watching things where I don't have to think. Being Having my feet elevated. There was this like cheese block foam thing that was at the house before, and like just elevating my feet because I'm on my feet all day. So I probably need to get that for my pop. So if y'all are watching on the playback, remind me to tell y'all about the cheese and elevating your feet. Um, self self care looks like a, using the gua sha. Shout out to the ritual because that's where I got my latest gua sha down in Philadelphia. So if you need to get your stones and your gua shas and your jade rolls, go check them out.
Yeah.
Um, Using a jade roller for for your face. Self care looks like um, slowing down. Your Sean was good. TPFC in the building. Self care really looks like uh, taking a step back and doing what you need to do in the moment. So after this, I'm gonna take a minute for gratitude and then lay my ass back down because we got plenty. I'm telling you, we got plenty of work to do coming up. But
It's
like I
like,
was reminded yesterday, I don't need to run my I don't need to run myself into the ground in order to accomplish that.
yeah, that's what's up. All
So
right, you know,
fuzziness, a lot of comfortable shit, a lot of
a lot of
comfortable stuff.
fuzzy stuff, knitted socks, all that good stuff.
Like,
All right, I guess we can like try to like wrap it up with the crowd favorite section. I guess
woo, woo.
take it or leave it. Drum rolls. Need a little soundbite for that. This is take it or leave it. First off, since you brought that up in your self care routine, showers or baths are just baths.
Ooh, ooh. I love showers. I love showers. I take like an exuberant amount of showers. Like I take an abnormal amount of showers. I love shower. I love a good bath as well. Don't get me wrong. I love a good bath.
People are disgusting about baths. I love baths.
Let's get some
Just,
nice no, let's get some nice natural wine. Let's get, let's decompress however you want. Let's do that. Again, like line it with stones, however you want. But I love showers. I love shower. I'm gonna take a shower.
all right. Read a see. Take it or leave it. Noodles. Are you done with
Oh,
them yet? How many ways
not at
have you
all.
had?
Not at all. I'm taking noodle gang forever. We just actually read up on some ramen last night as well. But we had shout out to Baba's Kitchen. We treated ourselves and had Baba's Kitchen, this banging Indian food spot. Literally the best Indian food I've had thus far. And we're so close to that region, and all the spices and all the flavors that we had were so distinct and so different. We're definitely going to do a video on a review for Baba's Kitchen because the staff there was so nice. Everything about Baba's was beautiful. But nah, noodle gang forever. I find different ways to whip up ramen, to whip up pho. Shout out to you because you really got me on that pho kick down in all them spots in South Philly. Like it's lit.
Real
So nah, we still noodle gang, noodles
yeah.
again.
All
You know.
right. What's a good one? Tea right now. Are you just stuck on a coffee trip right now? I'm
Oh,
taking
that's
it. Tea.
I love. Ugh, I'm taking them both because the coffee. So for like literally the first month, we were so I'm gonna say disciplined with what we needed to do. We didn't have anything. Like we barely had edibles. We didn't have any coffee. We didn't have any like wine, and especially me coming off the hills of working at De La. Shout out to De La Nota. Um, we would have spritzes and like the finest, natural wines like every weekend. So coming off the heels of that, like we didn't have like nothing. So when I first started drinking the coffee out here, it was like it really blew my brain because it's definitely not American coffee, and it's definitely not the coffee that they serve down at Hot and Cool in Leimert Park, Crenshaw Coffee Co. It's a different kind, but which demand that your local roasters are brewing. But it was wild, but it's I like it, so I'm gonna take it. I love it actually. But I need tea right now, so I'm gonna
Yeah.
take both. Yeah, this mint tea that I've been mixing with the ginger has been a nice little mix.
Are you making your own teas? Like getting your own like loose leaves and mixing them together?
Not yet, but stay tuned for the long sleeve service tea. Why not? Why not? But you know what? We were actually toying with the idea of I think the first thing that came out was like a pineapple juice, like a pineapple tea.
No way.
Yeah, because I made that one day. Like we just like boiled down the skin. I of course I saw it on TikTok. But
Uh,
boil down the
Jerry,
skin.
next one. Are you
Yeah,
taking that or getting?
yeah, heck yeah, man.
I'm gonna leave.
I'm
What
with the
like? I don't get it. I still don't get it.
what TikTok.
Yeah.
What's the it's their it's their Facebook, it's their pen pal, it's their wire best. I don't know, but shoot, I didn't learn some stuff. I learned some stuff. So I'm taking both coffee and tea.
Okay. Cool. And you're taking TikTok with that?
I'm gonna take TikTok too. I
Uh,
just I I just re-downloaded it. I downloaded it when it first came out, and then I was like, nah, I'm off this. It's whack. I just re Yeah, no,
what brought
I
you
was
back?
this is whack. This shit is whack. I just re-downloaded it 2 days ago.
Why?
I'm ready. I'm ready.
What made you re-download it again?
I watched this uh, in my research and development and personal development journey. One of my digital mentors, Sela God, I was watching a Breakfast Club interview. So I went down this rabbit hole. I was watching Drink Champs with Pusha T. Shout out to Pusha T. And they were talking about an artist named Coyle Ray. So then I went back and did my research and watched the Breakfast Club interview that they were talking about with Coyle Ray. And if y'all don't know, she is Benzino's daughter, but she puts her own work in. But she was very vocal about where the youth stands in certain realms, and her and Charlemagne were going back and forth about um, longevity and old people ish, and like the 40 and over club, and where young people are, and like young cats, and you know, that classic old debate of like young people, what's hot, what's fresh, what's new versus dinosaurs.
Yeah, I don't know that one.
It's like when like old rapper niggas be like, oh, I don't understand these young cats, they doing whatever
Humble
whatever.
rappers,
Yeah, like I don't
humble
understand.
rappers, backpackers,
Yeah,
back.
yeah. It's that debate where it's like, bro, you were young before. You know how people just don't understand you. But also to have that dialogue, you know,
Don't
I
understand.
yeah.
Yeah.
So you know what? Let me keep tapping into the new wave, because some of the people that we're gonna have on Body of Work are gonna be new cats. So
Yeah, I mean that's yeah. Vine was a whole thing at one
Vine,
time.
Vine was a thing.
And I still never got that because I am anti iPhone. So yeah.
All right,
All right, you getting the new one?
nah. Unless iPhone sponsor, unless iPhone becomes a sponsor, nah. Dude, at this point, I'm not obliged. If
Oh,
Samsung, I know I'm the airwaves. Let's get it. If Samsung wants to sponsor us, I'll get a Samsung. If one of these Pixel phones out here want to sponsor us, I don't mind. I do not mind
all right,
at all.
all right. I guess that seems about it. Or I mean, it could definitely keep going, but you know, that seems about on par with everything. Any words of encouragement you want to give to the people out there? Or and then some shout outs.
Oh yeah, definitely. Where is it at? Where is it at? So I had this not epiphany, but during my PD search, I got to this joint where I was talking about 3 pointers, right? So in this analogy, it was like, okay, you know how to make, you know how to be AI, and this is a basketball terminology. You know how to be Allen Iverson. You know how to cross people over and sort of get to the basket to get to your goal, right? You know how to do what you need to do to record and get what you want. You know how to be Jordan. You know how to score and do whatever you need to do. You know how to be Shaq sometimes. You know how to go on the defense and get rebounds and deflect and pass a dish back out. You know how to do all that, right? So now in this, you know how to be Pippen, and you know how to steal, and you know how to be locked down defense. You know how to do all them kind of things in the realm of production or whatever you're doing. So right now, you need to learn how to be sort of Steph Curry and make those metaphorical 3-pointers. And to coincide with that, I had a list of phrases that only contain 3 words. So I thought that was like, okay, cool. Like 3-pointers, 3 words. That makes sense. That makes sense for me. And if you're watching this on the live and on the playback, it may make sense to you later. So a 3-pointer would be keep it simple.
Mm-hmm.
A 3-pointer would be like water. Go with the flow, you know. A 3-pointer would be energy begets energy.
Okay. Well, PMA.
So, and the last one, which I got from Nori, from that Drink Champs podcast he did with Pusha T, was every move matters. Every move matters. So even if you feel like you need to, you know, even if you feel like you're not doing anything, in that peace, in that stillness, every move matters. Even that move of being still matters. So those are just 3-pointers that I'm gonna leave here on this joint. We can talk, you know, we'll do a whole nother joint later, but those are the 3-pointers. Shout outs to you. Thank you for taking the reins today and hosting and asking these hard hitting questions. It is different on the other side of the table. It's fun though. I like it. So I'm like, I might have to do some more. Of course, shout outs to Selena, always holding it down. Shout outs to Dale and Nona. Shout outs to Crenshaw Coffee Co. distributing all over the Los Angeles area. Shout outs to all of my physical, spiritual mentors. Shout outs to my parents. They've really been holding us down out here. Shout outs to, you know, all the gang. Shout outs to my brother. He's been working. He's ready to get down and put some more work in with LSS. Shout outs to my nephew, who I just found out is extremely like really good in the digital space, I must say. Shout outs to NVC. Shout out to New Visions Collective. Everybody there is a very, very powerful being in themselves. Shout out to Fam Effects, hashtag you should be trading. Shout outs to 700 Club, because they've been really, ever since they came back, they've really been putting on the dance party. Shout outs to Taj and everybody at Sync. Shout outs to Baba's Kitchen, because they laced us last night. And shout outs to you. Shout outs to everybody. Shout outs to everybody who either watched live or tuned in on the playback. There's a whole bunch of stuff that I didn't even get to, but we'll do a whole other episode for that. Yeah, that's it. I think.
Yeah.
And if I forgot you, I'm sorry. Charge it to my head, not my heart.
You can't get them all in, and so it's never possible. Well, yeah, I guess tomorrow, stay tuned for Brother Taj, back with LP running the questions on the body of work. What time is that again? Stay tuned. We'll have it posted on there.
Yeah, 4 p.m. PST, 7 p.m. EST, and at the crack of dawn over here in Asia.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like we probably get a little bit of this last minute full moon. Or I think it was full moon like 2 days ago. But
yeah, it was full moon.
All right, man.
Harvest full moon in Pisces.
I don't know. It's Virgo season.
I just learned about that.
All right, we're gonna start throwing random lies, not even facts. All right, I'll talk to you later, man, and we'll see you all later. Thanks for tuning into Body of Work.
Thanks, y'all.
Thanks for keeping things going on the other side of the world, and stay tuned.
Peace.